Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Jai's tutorial. Through this tutorial we will see how we can create geodatabase in ArcMap or ArcGIS. So we can create geodatabase. Before that, this is an ArcMap window, and we have a table of content. So this is an area where our contents can be listed. So having this, let's start our geodatabase creation. So in order to create a geodatabase, the first thing we have to do is that we have to know the tool which help us to create geodatabase. So this tool is called Arc Catalog. So this is an Arc Catalog. So click on this Arc Catalog and open this Arc Catalog. So the Arc Catalog box opened like this. So the Arc Catalog box open like this. Now our next step is that before we create our geodatabase, we have to connect to folders. Connecting to folders means we have to indicate or identify a location where we create our geodatabase files. So this is called connecting folders. So in order to connect this folder, we can click on this connecting to folders. So for me now I connect or I create the folders in desktop here in 2050 classes. So this is a folder. Let's say okay. So in this folder I can create another folder. So let's create another folder which describe my projects folder. Let's name it. For me, let me say land use proposal. Land use proposal. So this is my folder. Land use proposal. So now I can create my geodatabase in this folder, which is land use proposal. So in order to create geodatabase, let's click on this folder. That means right click. Then I get a new. And that means I have a new, which lead me to file geodatabase. So now create a file geodatabase under this land use proposal. This is file geodatabase. So I can rename it. Let me rename it. So for me, I can say Bishoftu land use, Bishoftu town land use. So I rename it like this. After that, I have to add a feature dataset. So in order to add this feature dataset, again right click on this feature data file database, and I have here new and get feature dataset. So click on this feature datasets. Now let's give a name for this feature dataset. So under Bishoftu file database, I can create a feature dataset which is boundary. Boundary. This is my feature dataset. So for this feature dataset, I have to select the coordinates. It is important. So let's select the coordinate. Select WGS 1984. Let's say finish. Now my feature dataset is my first feature dataset is created like this. So I can use more feature datasets under this file geodatabase. So let me add another feature dataset. Let's say residential. Next. Okay, the dataset file residential. Now it's correct. So for this one also I have to select the coordinate WGS 1984. Next, finish. So I get my second feature dataset, and I can add the third one. The third one feature datasets. The third one can be road. The coordinates WGS 1984. Next, finish. So I create my feature dataset like this. So the next thing I have to do is that I can create my feature classes under this feature dataset. So let's start or let's create the feature class for boundary. So under boundary, I can create a feature class which is administrative boundary. administrative boundary. Next, it contain spaces. Yeah, it contains space. So due to this, just can't accept this type of writing. So I have to remove the space, or I have to insert another which is this symbol. So if I insert this, it accepts my name, administrative boundary. So administrative boundary a feature type should be a line feature. So I select line feature for this administrative boundary. Now click on next. Again next. This is a box on which we write more description. That means if we need to write more description about this administrative boundary, we can write this description on these boxes. So for now, I don't need to write more description. So I can leave it as it is. Let's hit finish. So like this, I create a feature class for boundary, and now the next one is residential. Let's create a feature class for residential, the same to that of boundary. Feature class for residential, I can say pure residential. Use this symbol, residential. For residential I use polygon features, so I can accept this. By default it's selected, so let's go click on next, hit again next, hit again finish. So I create a feature class for residential like this, and now let's move to road. For road, create feature class. For road, I can say major road. For road feature type I have to use is that line feature, because when I digitize a road I need to use line. So now let's click next, again hit next. This is what I tell you before. This is a box on which we write more description if you need. Now I don't need that description, so it's finished. Like this I finish my feature class for road. So this is all about how we can create a geodatabase. Now we have to get into digitizing. So by using this geodatabase and the feature datasets or feature classes. So for those feature class, for example, major road, pure residential. By the way, this is not only feature classes. For residential, that means we can say mixed residential and others. And also for a road, we can say major road, minor road, arteries. There are different types of road. But this is simply for our tutorial. That means you can use more if you need, or if you real work for your real work. Now simply take it as a tutorial. Now in order to get into digitizing, I have to add aerial photo. So add aerial photo. Here I have an aerial image data. This data is found in Tamara data. So here I have an aerial image data. Open, then add this one to ArcMap window. So my aerial photo is added. Now doesn't visible on the screen, so I have to make it visible. So in order to do this, let's click or right click, and I have zoom to layer. So this help me to visible this image. So hit this zoom to layer. Now my image is visible on ArcMap window. So for digitization, this is not more visible. That means I have to zoom in this image in order to get more accuracy, because the more we zoom in, we get the more accuracy. So in order to do that, here I have zoom in and zoom out tools. For here, this is a zoom in, this is a zoom out. So now for my activity, or now I need a zoom in. Let's zoom in. Here zoom in. If I need to zoom out, I can zoom out like this, because it is too so I need this area to digitize. So this is my digitizing area. I want to digitize this area. Let's click or zoom in more. So this area is visible now. Now I prepare my aerial photo like this for digitization. So the next step I have to do is that I have to get two important tools for digitization. So what are these two important tools, and where I get these two important tools? So I can get these two important tools here under customize. So under customize there is a tool bar. So the important tools I need is that editor. So by default this editor is checked and found on my screen, but if it doesn't checked or is not found on my screen, for example, let's make it uncheck and see on the screen here there is no editor tools. So during this time, how can I check and get or return back this editor to the screen? So let's hit on this editor tools. Now here the editor tools return back to the screen. So the another important tool is snapping tool. By default this is found on the screen, but if I doesn't have this snapping tools, where I get here snapping tools. Here there is snapping tool. As I said, by default it's checked, but if it's unchecked I can get from here. Here it's disappeared because I make it unchecked, and now I have to check or get it again. Snapping tools here. So it's returned back. Now this is two important tools I need for digitization. So now I can start my editing. So let's start my editing by clicking here start editing. So I have three feature classes, which is administrative boundary, major road, pure residential. So continue. Now I don't need this box. I can close it. I can use this feature class. Click on this and I have all feature class I need. So the first one is administrative boundary, major roads, pure residential. So how can I start my digitization? So having this box, which is feature, create feature. Here I have a feature or feature class. So first let's start digitization or digitizing by using administrative boundary. For administrative boundary, how can I digitize? Let's click on this administrative boundary and have construction tools for administrative boundary. As I said, for administrative boundary we use a lines. So we digitize a boundary by using a line or construction tools, which is line. So click on this construction tools line. Now it is ready to digitize, so I can start my digitizing from here boundary. Let's click here and drag to somewhere where I want to draw my digitization. Click and again move here around here. Click and also again click. By the way, this is not real work. This is simply for tutorial. I don't consider an accuracy, but if you need more accuracy, you can zoom in your images and you can digitize your digitization. So I can end my boundary here. So this is my administrative boundary. I close like this. Now my digitization for administrative boundary is completed like this. The next digitization is for major roads. So let's start drawing or digitizing major roads. I click on major roads and again I have a line construction tools. So this is assume my a major road. Here I have one major road and this major road end on this boundary, and also I have another major road. Assume this is my major road. So this road end on this road, So this is my digitization for major roads. Now I can digitize residential. Click on residential. As I select before future time for residential, I use polygon. So how can I digitize polygon? Let's zoom in more. It's zoomed out. It's need any. Okay. So this is now it's visible more. So it's helping me to digitize more accurately. So let's digitize residential. Use polygon. This is the first house. Let's digitize this house. So this is the first house. Here I have another house. I can end here. This is another house. I can also have another house to be digitized. This is residential. Let's assume residential. Here I have also another residential. Here I have also another residential. Okay, where is another residential here? Here. So this is all about digitization, which is about the 3 feature classes. So I finished my digitization like this. Now let's stop my editing. Stop editing. Do you want to save your editing? Yes, I want to edit, save my editing. Yes, so my editing is stopped. Now I can uncheck this aerial photo, and let's see our editing. So this is what we digitized. That means this is residential. As you see, we can change this color to red. As this is outline, we can change also coloring fill. Red and outline can be black. So this is residential, and also we can change boundary. For boundary, let's bold it and black. This is our boundary. This is our boundary. So this is our boundary, and also we can change our roads and increase the width for our road. We can make it this type of style or symbol. Let's look like asphalt. Let's increase the width. It's more meaningful. So this is a road. This is a major road. This is a residential. So So this is what we digitized. So we can export this shape file for our workers we need. This is all about how we can generate geodatabase and how we can digitize. So I hope this video help you for your works regarding creating your database and digitizing. Thank you for attending me. I will come with other video in next time. Goodbye.